This is Artist in the Wild, Episode 2. I'm going to a place truly magical, but I was inspired before I even left home. The early morning light, cold blue and teal tones with some first warm sunlight. I think that's one of the things being an artist truly is about. Not skills, but noticing, seeing the world around you.
Safely away in your bag, ready for takeoff. If any of your electronic devices become hot, damaged, or produce smoke, let us know immediately. You can now fasten your seatbelt.
Let's go to Edinburgh. But first, I'm sketching some more on the plane. I am super excited to spend time only focusing on sketching. I counted how many pages I've got left in my sketchbook, which was 62. That's more than half of it still. But I decided I wanted to try and challenge myself and fill them all by the time I got back, which was in 2 weeks. Ever since my first visit, I wanted to come back to sketch. This city used to be everything but magical. It sure is now. From the dark rain clouds, ancient buildings, busy cobblestone streets, and the castle towering above it all, I am convinced I could apply to join a witch's coven somewhere around the corner. But unfortunately, since I did not suddenly get magical skills when I turned 15, like all my favorite childhood books had promised, I gotta focus on sketching. I guess maybe it's a little like magic, capturing moments and places and inventing new things, tell stories and creating things from nothing on a blank page, make stuff up that doesn't exist. I guess that's the kind of magic I can actually learn, or at least the closest thing to it. First stop, I actually tried filming myself and it was super embarrassing, so we stopped that. And as you can see, I was super rusty and it did not go great. Maybe I will finish it eventually. Anyway, so I moved on and went back to this bike that I've seen that pointed to coffee, so it deeply resonated with me. I guess I kind of like how this turned out. It's a bit wonky. I don't really like when I don't have a place to put my sketchbook because it gets exhausting to hold it. Yeah, eventually I followed the sign and headed for coffee. I've been to this coffee shop a couple of times. It's just so tiny and cozy and cute. My drawing skills were disappearing, but I was just pushing through it and doodling things and not worrying too much. Then I strolled around and headed for my next location, which is this memorial statue. And yeah, there was tables, so it made my life a lot easier. It's just the best. Like when you get a cafe or something where you can sit with the perfect view. Yeah. As always, when I sketch like churches and towers and tall buildings, I never manage to fit the proportions properly on the page. I always run out of space, even though I overthink a lot before. It's just, at this point, I accept that's just how it is. Oh yeah, I decided to add color, because the sketch wasn't really a vibe, and I liked it a lot more when I did, so that's fun. Yep, so that was location 3. There was sunlight, blue skies, some clouds, nice shadows and stuff. Just a really, really good atmosphere, and I felt very inspired. So I kept strolling around, and I had to make sure to get as much sketching done as possible just in case it starts raining, which is not great for urban sketching. So I went and tried sketching the castle, which was really not successful at first. So I tried a different approach, a little bit more wild, just like having fun, not really worrying about details. So no, this is not really accurate, but I like the vibe of it. I like the energy. So yeah, there we go. Castle sketch. Yay! The evening light, guys. Makes me so happy. Eventually, I headed back and I felt pretty good about my day's achievement. I filled 6 sketchbook spreads, some better than others, some more finished than others. Good morning, day 2. Starting in a cafe as usual. I tried sketching it, but maybe perspective is not really a thing I should attempt first thing in the morning, so it turned out super wonky because I didn't pay attention. After a long time of chilling in that cafe, I headed to my next location. After some strolling around, I decided on sketching this building. Also because it was nearly lunchtime and there were tables, so I took advantage of that. I am a huge fan of old wonky houses with character, and this place is just full of them. I love sketching these houses. It's really easy, to be honest, because I'm getting rid of most of the perspective, flattening it down into these facade sketches. There's a very high success rate and I like that. Every now and then you just need things to go well, so that's when I sketch houses. What I enjoy about these is that my lines are not perfectly straight and stuff, and not everything is really in the right position. But it doesn't matter, I just put it wherever I want so it makes sense and kind of works in the end. So it's just relaxing. It does take a while. You just zone out and go with the flow. Ta-da! I think it turned out really cute. Apart from that, day 2 was not very successful and I felt kind of tired. So I decided to cut myself some slack, head back to the hostel bar and draw from reference, which is a lot easier and requires less energy, less thinking. I don't know. So yeah, I did that for a little bit. And it was time for day 3. And day 3 was quite rainy. So obviously, I went to a cafe. I was hoping to get the window seat, but I was not lucky, so I ended up sketching some stuff from reference. I felt a bit tired, so I actually went in with pencil first for the next house that I wanted to draw, just so it was a bit less stressful. Usually I go in straight away with black fine liner, but sometimes I just don't have the energy for the risk, and then I just super roughly lay down a pencil base. And finally, I got a hold of the window seat. Yeah! It had a really cool view that I wanted to sketch, but yeah. I really don't like what I did, so I'm not sure if it was worth the wait. I guess I tried something new at least. Well, not really that new, but you know. Anyway, we're gonna ignore this one. And at this point, I was an entire 11 spreads into my 62 pages goal. So I was feeling pretty good about myself, considering it was, day 3? Very unsatisfied by my latest sketching endeavors. I just went and strolled around looking for inspiration, which really was kind of everywhere. Listen to the bagpipe music. I really hope this is not copyrighted. If it is, I will have to re-upload this video because I spent a lot of time on this. Fingers crossed. Also, this is a reminder to myself, I want to draw those shoes. Well, so cool. Yeah. Guess what I'm doing next? Have you guessed? Put your guesses in the comments now, or subscribe. If you didn't figure it out, please unsubscribe. No, please don't. I found an art shop. It actually was a coincidence. I really was just strolling around and I wanted to go to the graveyard. And I couldn't help myself. And I bought new stuff. And even though I got the perfect color palette to sketch on the graveyard, I was not feeling it for some reason. And I didn't feel like forcing myself to do anything. So I just absorbed the vibes and moved on. I was also taking a lot of pictures with my new camera and I have really been enjoying that. Next stop, another cafe. And I finished the house that I sketched from reference from the morning. If you question to how many cafes I went, a lot. Yes, a lot. Hopping from one cafe to the next is really bad for my bank account, but I love it. I love the atmosphere of cafes, I love coffee, and I love sitting there on my own and sketching, and just, it feels like a little bit of peace of mind. It's so simple to make me happy. And then eventually I decided I did need to redeem myself and try some urban sketching again. I don't know, maybe it's the color scheme. I'm really not a pink girly, I guess. I'm more of a fall colors vibe, or maybe some purple, but not really pink. Didn't like that. So I moved on and did some comfort zone sketches, just wonky stuff. And then I felt a little better. At that point, it was like lunchtime or mid-afternoon, I think. And I went to the grass market, which has this really cute row of houses. The weather was great, so I could sit outside and sketch. I used my acrylic brush markers, which I'm really excited about. To be fair, I know that these are probably not the best quality. I really, really enjoy using them nevertheless. But look at that. Those two colors are the same pen. They don't even look like the same hue. What is this? Actually, it worked in my favor because I did not have more shades of brown or gray. So it was nice because it gave me two different colors. This page is also very much not finished. I want to add line work on top. So you gotta subscribe to catch the final sketchbook tour when hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on wood, I've actually finished those spreads. Maybe I should color it to at least get the whole atmosphere in, because I don't think it does it justice. At least I tried. Always makes me happy when I try, because it's better than not trying at all, obviously, but I hate heading home and being like, oh, I should have drawn this, or I wanted to draw that, but I didn't. Morning of day 4, I'm doing one last nostalgia stroll, so I went back to Hideout Cafe for like, I don't know, the 4th time or something. Let's do a little final reveal. The final amount of pages I managed to fill in my 3-day trip, I was traveling back on day 4, so I didn't draw anything here, was 15 spreads, so 30 single pages, which means I filled half of my goal in 4 days. Yes, not all of them finished, yes, some super wonky, but I think that's pretty good. Then it was time to take the train and head to London to fill the rest of my pages. Since I am Joy from the future, I can already say that I actually managed to do it. 62 pages in 14 days. Did I really sloppily fill the last pages at the airport? Yes, but I did it.